These are my favorite presets. Before we talk specifics, let's go see how to install a preset. Basically, the preset, as opposed to a filter, is a bunch of settings embedded into an image. Those settings you can copy and you create a preset within Lightroom. We're still talking mobile today, but obviously this works on the desktop version as well. Unlike a filter, you can see the settings that the preset contains. The settings aren't compressed into a filter, so you can go in depth into every single menu and dial it up or dial it down depending on your preferences. A filter is something a little bit more compressed, so most of the times you can probably just decrease the overall filter as opposed to having a breakdown of specific adjustments that were made in it. For mobile Lightroom, the preset is an image with the extension DNG, which stands for digital negative, and I've imported one filter. Let's open Lightroom presets, and if I go to the image info, you can say at the name the extension is DNG. You just import it normally like you import a normal photo, and when you go to the three dots on the top right, you have the option create preset, and then all you do is name it and press and tick it. And that's how you create the preset. That's how you copy a preset. So when I go into my gallery, you can see that I've got a bunch of presets over here still stored. These are the images from the presets that I've been using, but the one that I've showed you before just had the black image, which is also okay. Now, when you look into my Instagram feed, you'll probably see that predominantly I've got this brown gold filter, which is absolutely beautiful. I just found that it does, from any sort of chromatic aberration that an image can sometimes contain, it just does something beautiful. So when you go down in presets, I think the first menu it opens is like the default one. So if you don't see the menu that I've got and you're here, just click on the drop down menu and click user presets at the bottom, and now it opened my presets. This is what the preset has done with this image. So if I close this menu, I want to brighten it up, I just go into the light, into the curves, and I just bring it up a little bit. And now you can see the before and after. I wanted to talk to you about this preset because this is the one that I probably use the most on my personal images. I think this is how you judge the quality of a preset, by the variety of images that you can apply it on and still liking the result without going in and adjusting it too much. I think most of the time with this one, I kind of just adjust the lightness or the sharpness. And I've got good news for you. This preset is for free, and I'm going to put Denis's, the creator's link, on the screen and below in the description. He's created a video where he explains how he's done this preset, and he gives you the code so you can download it for free, and I would appreciate to download it straight from him to show some respect for his work. Another set of presets that we're going to talk about is Dirty Boots presets, and there's no point of me showing you how I've used the images, but I'm going to show you how I've discovered them. So when I went to my friend's, to Siobhan's account, she's one of my favorite photographers based in South Africa, and when I was looking down her feed, I saw this beautifully consistent feed. Like, besides the images being fantastic, I just noticed how the tones are really similar, but they're somehow different as well, but they've got this like curated consistency to them. They're all a part of the same story, and that's how talking to her, then I discovered Dirty Boots presets. I've downloaded them for desktop. However, if you have a preset with the desktop extension, you can save it from Lightroom with the DNG extension. So I think when I've done that on my phone, I haven't saved all of them. I think there are about maybe 7 colored ones and black and white ones. This is the black and white version, and these are some of the colored versions. And I think it does a beautiful job for more client-based work. Whenever I shoot weddings or kids' christenings, parties, or so when I go into the presets, I think this is quite a realistic filter. It just keeps what's happening in the image as well as giving it a beautiful, beautiful tone to it. So this is another one of my most used filters. So we're gonna go on my feed now. This summer of 2020, I've had this obsession with orange and teal. So I've also downloaded a filter for orange. I'm not sure if you can hear my neighbor singing. But see, like, I've been applying all this predominantly orange and teal vibes to the image. Now the problem with this one is that I cannot remember for sure where I've downloaded the filter specifically from. So if I go in Lightroom, you can see that I've got a bunch of orange and teal filters. See, I think these are about 10 of them, but these are not the ones that I'm talking about. So it took me quite a while. This is the filter, this is how the before and after looks like. And I know that there's a light, medium and dark to it. This is the before and after. I think this filter in particular is like quite artificial, but it still does something quite cinematic to it. I love how it keeps the blues into this teal shade and how it makes everything in tones of oranges. This was the filter, this girl over here. This is how I've downloaded the filter, and it comes in like a light, medium and dark. I don't think this one works on every scenario, so you can see I've used it on this manner. And it works in some, but I don't think that you can use it realistically on every single image. We have a creative one, the brown gold by Denis. We've got the dirty boots, which we can use professionally for a big variety of client work. We've got the orange and teal, which is a very famous and actually cinematic color scheme. And I think that black and white takes a very special place in photo editing, and obviously you can always do it straight away from any app that you've got. You can pull out a really good black and white image. However, now the oldest one that I've been using is actually called Prospect Park, and what I like about it, but especially for like more architectural work, is that it's really black and it's really white. And I was going to adjust a little bit the image. This one in particular has the clarity pumped up all the way to 50, and if you use it on skin, it can kind of bring out all the imperfections to it. However, if you can either dumb it down a bit, or if you use it in architectural shots, you're gonna have really beautiful results. This is the one that I use the most, the Prospect Park one, and I know it's a free filter. I'm going to try to put the link down below if I do find it again. However, in the Dirty Boots selection, I've also found this one, and initially I really didn't like it because I thought it bleaches out everything that's in between. So see the difference between Prospect Park and the Dirty Boots one. This is another image that I've used Prospect Park on. This one as well. So see, you've got the blacks are really black and the whites are really white. This is the one where I've used the black and white from Dirty Boots, and I think it's a black and white filter where the grays are predominant, and I think it wipes out quite a little bit of an information. It can be like quite a shocking filter. However, I think it does it works beautiful on portraits. And sometimes, I always think the black and white is more of this about the soul of the image as opposed to the details. And I think sometimes it's nice that it removes some of the effects as opposed to enhancing them. Let's apply it on a different image. This is my orange and teal period. It's gone. This one, for example, this one has a Dirty Boots preset applied on it. And now I'm going to apply the black and white of it. Obviously, you can bring it down a little bit so it's not too bright. Or this is the Prospect Park. And another series of presets that I'm still currently testing are the white presets from Destination Presets. I think there are about 10 of them, and I've just tried it so far because lately I quite like the images where everything is sort of grayed out. Again, a kind of more artificial or curated look. This is I've tried it just on a couple of images so far. This is how the before and this is the after, and I quite like it because I tend to like cold tones. This would be a fantastic time for you to subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in for another Still Wednesday episode. This week I haven't done a Still Monday episode because I've been working on a video that required a little bit more of post-production that I'm going to upload both on my personal channel, and then I'm going to do a breakdown of it for the Still Moving one. I'm going to leave my personal channel linked on the screen and in the description below. This episode ends the mobile editing series. We've discussed the interface of Lightroom, we've discussed the interface of Snapseed, and now we've discussed my personal favorites when it comes to Lightroom presets. Have a beautiful day.